So the first thing we need to understand is value, right? Value when we look at the stretch, right? Because you're gonna be charging people to do stuff. And when people understand value, and can you look and see and sure you can actually read what I'm writing? Value equals AIS plus results. So for you to keep clients long term, you have to AIS those clients and you have to get them results. If you don't do AIS, we lose a lot of clients because trainers just get used to stretching them and it turns into like a massage. You know, and that's not what we want, right? Because they need to think like, oh, I did this thing, and oh, I still need it. Like you stretched me just now, you felt this little pop, you feel something's tight, you're doing a twister, and you're like, man, you should be able to get to there, but in reality, you just get to there. You know, the movement patterns that people come into, we typically don't change those movement patterns in life. You know, it takes a while to change it. So there's something called neuroplasticity, and basically it says it takes about 12 weeks for changes for your brain to not get a change. You know? So we have to repeat. If you moved, you've experienced this, you found yourself by accident driving to your old house, and like, I know I moved. You know what I mean? So it's just the way we do things. So we have to constantly show the client, like, this is awareness, here's an imbalance, this is a solution. Now, the solution will change based on the circumstance. What I mean by that, you have you have, let's do events, because you'll wind up doing, we call it pop-ups or demos, any one of those. And so let's say it's a pop-up, which could be like an event. There's two types of events you're gonna do. Type 1 is gonna be free. You have a table up top and you're like, hey, I need to generate leads for my business. You know, the easiest way to do is put 2 hours on a Saturday, it's nice outside, and say, you know, let's get a free 5-minute stretch. And first people are skittish, hey, did you get a stretch? Have you heard about XYZ yet? And then as soon as the first 1 or 2 people are on the table, then you got a line of people waiting to get a table. The entry for the free, nothing's really free, it's a transition, right, is I need your name, your email, and your phone number. I'm not stretching you without that information. Because my goal is to follow up with you. I want you to put in my system. You want to get my newsletter. I want you to know that I exist. I'm not just going to stretch something. That's a free thing. That could be anything. You're running a concert in the middle of a thing and you say, hey, I'm going to do that. There's a lot of like little, you know, where we are, like they do the peach festivals and all those different kind of things. You get a table and you just go to town. Now, the other event is the paid events, meaning you're going to charge people to get on the table. That's going to be a pickleball event. That's going to be a golf event. That's going to be a tennis event. Those type of events. It's going to be a 5K, a 10K, a bike race. They're expecting to pay something for recovery, and we charge $15 for a 10-minute stretch, and we accept tips. Right? So those are the 2 events that we do: free event, paid event. Regardless, when we do the event, of course, is, you know, already know AI, the solution to the event is going to be book a consultation. So if it's an event, the solution for the event is a consult. So hey, you know, boom, we saw this is what I recommend. I recommend we book a consultation. A consultation is 60 minutes and it's $50. During the consultation, we review your health history. So your health history, we're gonna do a movement assessment. We're gonna take you through a 25-minute stretch, and we're gonna give recommendations. You know, I have this time and this time available, which was better for you? Or I like to say, hey, are mornings or afternoons, you know, mornings, evenings better for you? Or mornings, okay, cool, I have this morning, if they say evenings, I have this evening and that evening. Questions so far before I transition?
You said for this one, this is not done in an event. This is just.
We're talking about at an event.
Oh, at an event.
Yeah,
okay.
Event could be a free 5-minute. It could be a demo. It could be, hey, I'm having a stretch party and people come to the house and I just want a demo stretch. All my friends, so they know what stretch is.
Okay.
They get AIS. The solution is, hey, you know, based on how your body moves, listen, I'm gonna recommend you do a consultation. Consultation is $50, 60 minutes. I kind of review the health history. I go over movement assessment. The solution's always, this is what you're recommending. How do we fix this how do we fix this alignment issue and this imbalance issue? We're gonna fix it. The first step for them is a consult.
I got you.
You know, so from the event, there's always a consult, and that's how we explain the consult. You know? So a lot of times when we do events, we have at least 2 people at the events. One person is stretching and recommending the thing, and the other person's like, hey, here's our calendar, let's get you scheduled and booked, while the other person's stretching the other person. So it's like I sign up and I kind of, you know, book you in, and the next person's signing you up and kind of thing. And the person that's doing the booking the calendar, they don't have to be stretch certified. It's, you know, it's my calendar, you know, let's book it. Right? So that's the event. Now we move into, we have a consultation. So you have some people, they come for the consultation. We didn't meet them at an event. It could be a client, it could be someone on our email list, and it's like, oh, you do a stretch thing, you put on social media, what's that about? The consult. The consultation, the solution in the consultation is gonna be either a 25 or 50-minute stretch. And the solution is program is either gonna be a 6-month, or it's gonna be a 12-month program. Because we're not going to fix them in one stretch. And if they're just doing pop-ups and, you know, once in a blue moon in a stretch, or you're going to really fix your movement problem. You're not going to fix it in one. You can go home, stretch out your husband, his chest looks great, his posture's right, and tomorrow he's back to the way he normally sits. You know, so we're not going to fix that in one session. So we recommend a 6 or 12-month program. Now, the reason why is because we're also in business, right? If you can't stay in business long enough, then you can't even help the people you want to be in business for. You know, so part of business is that you have to have a fair wage or have fair earnings so you can support the people you need to. So the idea is, let's say in your first month you add on 5 people, right? And those 5 people stay for at least 6 months or longer because you have a 6-month minimum contract. So the next month when you add on 5 people, now you have 10 clients. Next month you add on 5 people, now you have 15 clients. And everybody's pushing out this timeline. It takes 25 hours of stretching to make $10,000 a month with stretching. 25 hours a week of stretching earns you about $10,000 a month. You know, and that can be done with anywhere from 25 to 50 clients. You know, so we have some people right now. She's at one young lady I'm working with. She's at 3 days a week. She's up to 3 days a week. She's not open 5 days yet, and she's doing $6,700 a month in stretching. She's like, I'm not even stretching every day, you know, with it. So it's pretty good income to generate as someone who's delivering the service. Yeah, and that's like 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, you know. Go ahead.
For the people who are signing up for 6 or 12 months, how many times a week are they just coming once a week?
They can come once a week or twice a week.
Is that like a different package? If they come once, it's a certain price.
And twice is another price.
Okay.
So we go into the consultation in a couple of moments. We'll do that. You'll see like, hey, this is the price for 1 time a week. This is the price for twice a week, and all these things.
But nobody comes more than twice.
No, we have some people come 4 times a week. We have some
Oh.
people spend over $1,000 a month just for stretching.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But they earn a lot, and they're at a point in their life they're like, dude, it feels good. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna push you.
So good.
Yeah, it's all good. You know, so that's the solution, right? But then you're gonna have people who are clients. You know, we'll get into all the pricing stuff in a moment. You're an existing client, and so you're still gonna do AIS, right? But now the solution could be an upsell, meaning, you know, hey, we're gonna add, you know, additional stretches. The solution could be a service, another service that you offer. You know, so whether it's the medical services that you and your mom offer, it could be personal training, it could be, hey, you need to do a group class, you need to do this. The solution could be supplements. There's a lot of things that could be that solution, you know, for the client. And lastly, it could be at-home stretches. You know, and I say at home, it could be things you do at home or things you do just coming into the gym. Hey, listen, I recommend you come in, you foam roll, you do this, you do the self-stretching thing that you can do, you know, and that could be a part of their solution that you give them. Typically, you're not getting solutions until you're at least 8 to 12 weeks in. Why? Because what we think is the problem many times is not the problem. You came in like think you were stretching me just now, and you were doing the back twister, and I'm like, wow, I'm like all jacked up here in my mid back. Well, if you start working on my chest, you start realizing that's really tight. So it's the back of my chest, because we're opposing things. You're in there, my back problem could be my chest problem. So we want to figure out what it is before you send me home, and now I'm just foam rolling my back, and it's really my chest. So that's the idea with that. And you want people in a mode. For me personally, I'm passionate about what I do. So if I give you homework, I expect you to do it. And if you don't do the homework, I got attitude. And I don't want to disrupt the relationship too early with the client. So I just prefer to like, hey, you're gonna come once a week or twice a week. We're gonna work on whatever we can work on, and then we can, when it's time, and I think you will actually do the homework. Whenever you give a homework, no more than 2 stretches or whatever mobility things at a time. People just will not do it. Once you pass 2, it just for some reason it's like, dude, it just doesn't work. It could be literally go home and do some calf stretches while you're brushing your teeth. We don't have time to get to all kinds of ways to do at-home recommendations, but think of this great book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And he talks about habit stacking. And so the idea is that you find an existing habit and figure out where else can they do the thing that they do. And that's where you sneak it in. Like for me, I work out 5 days a week. So I'm like, okay, in the beginning of your workouts, if it's this, I want you to do that. It works with me. Now, if I didn't work out, let's say I work out once a week, you say, okay, go to the gym another 4 days and foam roll. I'm doing 0 days. So a big thing I do a lot when it comes to solutions is like the client maybe hits a sticky point and they're doing 25-minute stretches, and I say, hey, for the next month, maybe we should do 50-minute stretches. This is the cost to just add on another 4 25-minute sessions on top of what you're doing. And then we should do 50-minute sessions for the next month and see if we can get through this wall. It's easy. A lot of times I'll say, hey, let's, for a lot of people with low back pain, the problems are glutes are underactive, right? And the hamstrings are overactive, so I'm like, hey, let's do like some like, we're gonna add some glute work, some clams, some other stuff so you get some more drive in the glutes prior to, your lifts. Whenever I give homework though, accountability is critical. So the ChatGPT can create, Claude, Gemini, and all create at-home stretches. What they can't do is say, hey, did you do it? And that's the value that we have in our industry. Cool? So value equals AIS, or you gotta give them AIS, when you also gotta get results. Meaning they have to feel better from doing the thing that you do. Now, I just wanna go through the psychology of this before we kind of clear here. The psychology at the event is, do I like the touch, right? So it's all about the touch at the event. Do I like the touch? And could this possibly be a solution? That's what they're thinking, like, man, that actually feels good and maybe this will help. So they're gonna go into the consultation. Why don't you do free consultations? Because I don't want to present my price to you and then you go, I can't afford it. And unlike personal training, I'm actually serving you a 25-minute stretch during the consult. So I'm going to work for 25 minutes, you're gonna pay me for that. But if someone says $50, like, woo, that's outside of my budget. $200 to $400 is going to be way outside of your budget. So it's just not a good fit right now, which is great. It's a great filter. In the consultation, again, it goes back to the touch. Do I like the touch? Did I see a benefit? So if you think about how you felt this morning after the 25-minute stretch, because it was very close to your consultation experience, you think about how you felt coming off the table. You're like, ooh, if I had you walk around, you start getting space in your body, in there. So, do I see some benefit with it? That's why when we do some of the AIS, we'll test and retest, right? I did this one here, I checked your hamstring, I did the other side, and I go, boom. Now, me, I don't open my mouth until I see the difference. So I don't go, put the left leg up, right? The right leg can only go like this far. I stretch it, it can still go this far. I don't want to say, hey, let's see how far the right leg can go. Oh, it didn't work, my guy. I wait till I do 1 rep, because that's only 3 seconds.